What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary reaction video, man. We got George Carlin, the Trillion Daves in the building, man. Let's get it.
Things around, scaring people and destroying property. I'm a happy fucking guy. I'm a happy fucking guy. I look at it this way. For centuries now, man has done everything he can to destroy, defile, and interfere with nature. Clear-cutting forests, strip mining mountains, poisoning the atmosphere, overfishing the oceans, polluting the river.
My man said overfishing the oceans, boy.
And lakes, destroying wetlands and aquifers. So when nature strikes back and smacks man in the head and kicks him in the nuts, I enjoy that. I have absolutely no sympathy for human beings whatsoever. None. And no matter what kind of problem humans are facing, whether it's natural or man-made, I always hope it gets worse. Don't you have a part of you that secretly hopes everything gets worse? When you see a big fire on TV, don't you hope it spreads? Don't you hope it gets completely out of control and burns down 6 counties?
Dang, 6 counties though, bro. I expect you to drag it that much.
You don't root for the firemen, do you? I mean, I don't want them to get hurt or nothing, but I don't want them putting out my fire. That's my fire. That's nature.
I get it. Accountability. Nature gonna show you at the end of the day. And first, nature's gonna show you what you're not controlling. You have no control over.
Off and having fun. I like fires. You know something else I like? Those spring floods in the Midwest. Aren't they great? Like clockwork. Spring floods in the Midwest. But I'm starting to notice, I'm starting to catch on that every year it's the same story. Another flood in the same place with the same people on the same river. Same fucking people! And these people do not move. They will not fucking move. They repaint, put down new carpeting and wallpaper, and they move right back into the same fucking house on the floodplain next to the river, and then they wonder why grandma's floating downstream with the parakeet on her head.
Dang.
4th time. Again.
4th time. Not the first time.
4th fucking time. There's no learning curve with these people.
Hard-headed.
It's very hard to feel sorry for them.
Yeah,
every
4th time.
year, same people, same rowboats, out there paddling around, rescuing a chicken. What the fuck kind of a life is that? Well, our kids love it here. Oh, really? What do they got? Gills?
For real, what they fish, bro? What's up with you?
And while they're showing all that shit on the screen, the announcer is saying to me, "It's been raining steadily for 3 months now. The ground can't hold any more water. The river is cresting higher than it has in 2 centuries. The levees have washed away. And I just hope it keeps raining and 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 raining."
Yeah, look at his face as he continued to emphasize the raining.
And raining and raining and raining. And it rains steadily for 5 years. And then after that, for 10 years, it's cloudy with occasional showers. And the river never returns to its natural banks. It becomes a completely new river. And the borders of 3 states have to be changed. And all the maps and atlases have to be redrawn and reprinted. And no one's couch ever completely dries out.
No one's couch completely dries out.
For years and years, every time they sit down, there's always a little squish.
Well, the joint should probably be floating in the river somewhere about it, man. Floating where you can't find it.
Dan, Linda, come on in, you guys. Have a seat. Squish, squish. I like that. I'm an interesting guy.
I see, bro. You really
I always hope that no matter how
he really
the
is
original problem is.
He's a very interesting guy, but with very much up to par logic, bro. He's very inspirational.
It's going to grow into bigger and bigger proportions that get completely out of control, and I'll give you a concrete example. Let's say a water main breaks in downtown Los Angeles and it floods an electrical substation, knocking out all the traffic lights and tying up the entire city, and emergency vehicles can't get through. And at the same time, one of those month-long global warming heat waves comes along, but there's no air conditioning, there's no water for sanitation, so cholera, smallpox, and dysentery break out, and thousands of people start dying in the streets. But before they die, parasites eat their brains, and they go completely fucking crazy, and they storm the hospital, but the hospital can't handle all the casualties, so these people rape all the nurses and set the hospital on fire.
What the heck?
And the flames drive them even...
Bro, his mind is... Whoa, bro. That was a big... Bro, that was huge, bro. That was a huge storytelling.
Crazier, so they start stabbing social workers and garbage men. And a big wind comes along and the entire city goes up in flames. And the people who are still healthy, they get mad at the sick people and they start crucifying them, nailing them to crosses, trying on their underwear, shit like that.
What the heck?
Then everybody smokes crack in PCP and they march on City Hall where they burn the mayor at the stake, strangle his wife, and take turns sodomizing the statue of Larry Flint.
Dang.
And at this point, it looks like pretty soon things are going to start to get out of control. So everybody
things already got out of control. Damn.
panics and tries to leave the city at the same time. And they trample each other to death in the streets by the thousands. And wild dogs eat their corpses. And the wild dogs chase the rest of the people down the highway. And one by one, the dogs pick off the old fucks and the slow people because they're in the fast lane where they don't belong. Get the fuck out of the fast lane if you're an old fuck.
They're in the fast lane where they don't belong. Get out.
Get over on the right. Get over on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And then... And the lucky ones, the lucky people who manage to make it all the way outside of town, they discover when they get there that big sparks from the city have lit the suburbs on fire. And the suburbs burn uncontrollably. And thousands of identical homes have identical fires with identical smoke. Killing all the identical soccer moms and their
Everything is identical at this point.
identical kids named Jason and Jennifer. And now the fire spreads to the farmlands, and the farmlands burn intensely at 425 degrees, creating millions of baked potatoes. And
Dang, baked potatoes.
As the farmlands burn, thousands of barns and farmhouses begin to explode from all the hidden methamphetamine labs. And the meth chemicals run downhill into the rivers and streams where wild animals drink the water and get completely geeked on speed.
Oh, snap. They geeked up for real.
So bears and wolves, amped up on crank, start roaming the countryside looking for people to eat, even though they're not really hungry. And the fire spreads to the forest, and the forests burn furiously, and hundreds of elves and trolls and fairies come running out of the woods screaming, "Bambi is dead! Bambi is dead!" And he is,
No, he did not incorporate the Disney joint.
Finally that fucking little cunt Bambi is dead. Dead. Now hundreds of regional fires come together into one huge interstate inferno, and all 12...
My man's different with comedy, though, because you see his whole scenery in the background? With the snow and all that, no one's doing the whole scenery like that, let alone most comics, they usually just dress up nice suit, have a nice appearance, fancy appearance. But my man's different.
The Western United States are burning out of control, except Utah, where the Mormons don't allow fires.
Ooh.
And the fire spreads across the Great Plains, toasting the wheat, cooking the cattle, and producing hamburgers, actually. Then it leaps the Mississippi and races through the South, blowing up stills, interrupting lynchings, and killing millions of inbred people. And then... it turns northeast and it heads for Washington, D.C., where George Bush can't decide if it's an emergency or not.
Oh, my goodness. Not George Bush, bro.
Decide this. He doesn't know. It's hard. Oh, it's hard work.
Hard work, yeah.
No. Yeah. He can't decide because Dick Cheney is in prison. So, instead, he takes a nap. He puts his empty, fucking brainless head down on the little pillow his mother gave him at Christmas time, and he takes
oh, man.
fucking nap. So the fire moves to Philadelphia, but it's a weekend, and Philadelphia's closed on the weekend. So the fire moves to New York City, and the people in New York tell the fire to go fuck itself. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. And it does.
Wow.
Yeah. And it does. So instead, it burns down Long Island and Connecticut, killing all the rich white assholes and completely destroying their evil faggoty golf courses.
Not the golf courses, though, like that.
And while all this is going on, Canada burns to the ground, but nobody notices. And now the entire North American continent is on fire, producing a huge thermal updraft and creating an incendiary cyclonic macro system that forms a hemispheric megastorm, breaking down the molecular structure of the atmosphere and actually changing the laws of nature. Fire and water
combine. My man getting scientific, like to the screen with this joint.
Burning clouds of flaming rain fall upward. Gamma rays and solar winds ignite the ionosphere, creating huge clouds of ionized plasma. Bolts of lightning 20 million miles long begin shooting out of the North Pole, and the sky fills up with green shit.
Not the green stuff.
And then suddenly, the entire fabric of space-time splits in two. A huge crack in the universe opens, and all the dead people from the past begin falling through.
Oh, snap.
Babe Ruth, Groucho Marx, Davy Crockett, Tiny...
Dang, Babe Ruth. Dang.
Porky Pig, Hitler, Janis
Pig.
Joplin, Alan Ludden, my Uncle Dave, your Uncle Dave. Everybody's Uncle Dave. An endless stream of dead Uncle Daves falling through the crack.
Oh my goodness.
And all the dead Uncle Daves gather around a heavenly kitchen table. They light up cigarettes and they begin to talk. They talk about how they never got a break, how their parents didn't love them and their children were ungrateful. They talk about how the government screwed them out of money and they just missed out on a big job. They say the Jews own everything and the blacks get special treatment. And all the hatred and bitterness drips out of these people and forms a big pool of liquid hate. And the pool of liquid hate begins to spin. Round and round it spins, faster and faster. And the faster it spins, the bigger it gets. Faster and faster, bigger and bigger, until the whirling pool of hate is bigger than the entire universe. And then suddenly it explodes into trillions of tiny stars. And every...
Wow, you see the scenery though, how it correlates with what he's saying? Like you can easily get the visual. Let alone he's making it very easier because the scenery, even though you're already visualizing in your head as he tells
There's
us.
a trillion planets, and every planet has a trillion Uncle Daves. And all the Uncle Daves have good jobs, perfect eyesight, and shoes that fit. They have great sex lives and free health care. They understand the internet. Their kids think they're cool, and they all love their neighbors. And every week, without fail, Uncle Dave wins the lottery.
Ooh.
Forever and ever, till the end of time.
Win the lottery, boy. That's a lot of taxes. You're going to have to, you're going to get a lot of taxes taken out of that joint, bro. But that's good. Everybody is getting along and everybody's on everybody's one, in unison.
Uncle Dave has a winning ticket. And Uncle Dave is finally happy. Now do you see why I like it when nature gets even with humans? Thanks for coming in here tonight.
I basically feel like he's saying, hey, with the dance moves though. Basically where he's getting at is basically nature is going to reset and make things the way they're supposed to be. Well, we can't control it because in reality, as nature takes its course, we benefit from nature as it takes its course naturally, and we can't control that because at the end of the day, we reap the benefits of it soulfully and everything on Earth. Well, Earth will reset itself and be where it's supposed to be and operate the way it's supposed to be without it being disrupted. How can I say it? Without it being disrupted mankind way. So I feel like he's getting at something in a very intellectual point. Once you catch on, sometimes it might take a couple re-listens. All my reactions is the first time I reacted to it, but man, he gives up some game to the point where it's just mind-boggling, but it makes perfect sense and he educates you. He's an amazing individual, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up, and on that note, family, peace.